Okay, picture this. You're having a rough day. You open your therapy app, and instead of a human face, you're greeted by an animated chatbot with perfect grammar and endless patience. You vent. It listens. It gives advice. It even cracks a mildly funny joke. And you think, wait, is this better than my real therapist? Welcome to the weird intersection of mental health and machine learning. So let's break it down. Will AI actually replace psychologists? Or are we just overhyping the next shiny tech trend? Let's talk about it. First off, why is this even being considered? Simple. Because we're in a mental health crisis. More people than ever need help, but there aren't enough professionals to go around. In some countries, there's one psychologist for every 10,000 plus people. Waiting lists can stretch for months. Therapy is expensive. Not everyone can afford $100 plus per session. And that's where AI comes in, offering affordable, 24/7, judgment-free mental health tools. It's like having a pocket therapist. But how close can a machine really get to understanding the human mind? Let's talk about what AI can do in mental health right now. There are AI models doing some impressive things, like 1. Chat-based therapy tools. Think of apps like Wobot or Wysa. These bots use CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, techniques to help users reframe negative thoughts. 2. Mood tracking and analysis. AI can scan your speech, texts, or facial expressions to detect changes in mood, even before you notice. 3. Crisis support. Some AIs are being trained to recognize suicidal language and immediately connect users with real human help. 4. Personalized content delivery. Based on your conversations, AI can suggest journal prompts, breathing exercises, or sleep meditations tailored just for you. Sounds amazing, right? But there's a big difference between support and therapy. Let's be real. What AI can't do, no matter how advanced it gets, AI still struggles with. Empathy that feels human. It can mimic compassion, but it doesn't feel like it truly gets you. Cultural nuance. Human therapists understand context, your background, beliefs, social dynamics. Reading the room. A trained therapist notices subtle things, your body language, the way your eyes shift, your hesitation before answering. Deep therapeutic relationships. The trust, vulnerability, and emotional attunement between therapist and client. You just can't fake that with code. So even the best AI is still, at its core, just pattern recognition with a nice voice. Helpful? Yes. A replacement? Not quite. But what about diagnostics? Can AI actually spot mental health conditions? Surprisingly, yes. Some AI tools have been trained to detect early signs of depression by analyzing tone of voice or word choice, predict PTSD risk from trauma interviews, spot signs of autism spectrum disorder from speech patterns, and often, they do it faster than human clinicians. Because they're not distracted. They don't miss cues. They see what we sometimes overlook. That's powerful. But again, diagnosis is just step one. Treatment? That's where the human element kicks in hard. So what does the future look like? Is it robots replacing couches? Not exactly. Here's what experts actually predict. 1. Hybrid models. Human therapists plus AI assistants. AI handles scheduling, mood tracking, even note summaries. Therapists focus on connection and depth. 2. Triage tools. AI helps direct people to the right type of help. Not everyone needs deep therapy. Some need coaching. Others need immediate crisis support. AI can guide that journey. 3. Low-cost mental health access. For people in rural or underserved areas, AI becomes the first line of support. It may not solve everything, but it's better than silence. 4. Therapist training. AI could be used to simulate difficult conversations or client behaviors to help new therapists sharpen their skills. So AI won't replace therapists. But it might just make them better, faster, more effective. Let's pause for a second. Why are people even afraid of AI in therapy? Because mental health is personal. We don't want to be treated like data points. We want to feel heard, understood, seen. And there's a fear that as AI takes over, therapy becomes robotic, cold, transactional. That's a valid fear. But it's also why human therapists aren't going anywhere. In fact, in a world overloaded with screens and machines, the human touch might become even more valuable. But here's the plot twist. Some people actually prefer AI. Crazy, right? But think about it. No fear of judgment, total anonymity, no awkward small talk, no waiting room anxiety for people who've had bad therapy experiences, or are just nervous about opening up. Talking to a bot feels safer. And if that's what gets someone to start their healing journey, is that really a bad thing? Okay, but what about privacy? Are my darkest thoughts going into a server somewhere? Ah yes, the fine print nobody reads. This is a huge concern. AI therapy tools often collect sensitive data, conversations, emotions, patterns. If that data isn't stored securely, or worse, gets sold, that's a massive ethical problem. So if you're using an AI mental health app, check. Does it use end-to-end encryption? Who owns the data? Can you delete your history? Is it HIPAA or GDPR compliant? Mental health help should never come at the cost of your privacy. Final thoughts. Will AI replace psychologists? No, it'll assist them. Speed them up. Help them serve more people. Maybe even catch things earlier. But the job of being human with another human? That's still ours to hold. The real magic of therapy isn't in the tools, it's in the connection. So here's the bottom line. AI might one day know your pain, but only a person can sit with you in it. What do you think? Would you ever try AI therapy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this video gave you something to reflect on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use a little clarity in this crazy tech meets emotion world. Until next time, take care of your mind. Machine or not, it's the most powerful tool you've got.